I thought you were going to laugh with me.
No. You're
All right.
just a
Well,
monster.
ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, birds and
Welcome.
lizards.
Welcome to the Creep Up Podcast.
Welcome to episode number 46 of the Keep Up Podcast.
At episode number 34 of the Keep Up Vodcast.
Yep.
So if you have eyes and have legs, you're in.
This is for you.
Mm-hmm.
If it's your first time, I am Brett, and I'm here with my co-host, my literal blood brother, Slurps McGee.
And I am Tim.
Yeah.
The
he's
wonderful wizard of Taz.
Yep, that's what we call him. Since birth, really.
Yeah, I came out and they were like, "Sup, Taz?"
What's up, Taz?
Yeah.
What's up, the wonderful wizard of Taz? Dub OT.
Yeah. Dub like W?
Yes.
Okay.
You caught on quick.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk movies.
You want to?
Well, let's talk about your face first.
What about it?
You got a little something.
Oh yeah.
It's actually right there. It was ranch.
There's a thing on me.
Yeah, you had ranch.
I haven't had. I had ranch 2 days ago.
I have it every day, and I laugh at myself
I
because
have it every day.
I feel like there's always ranch on my face. My face never recovered after that.
Which maybe makes it less noticeable.
Why? Because people
It just
only
becomes
know
a part of you.
Know me? Oh, call me know me.
What?
I was gonna say people know. No, that's fine. I can't talk, bro.
Yeah, no, that was right. You just did a weird voice when you said it.
I did. Yeah, I
Made it different.
I double took myself.
Double took yourself.
See, my issue is
What's your issue?
I just kind of let my mouth go on autopilot, and my brain's like, he's got that.
So your brain just like
He takes a seat back. See, he's not even listening right now. He's just
he's
letting
got
me,
his feet up right
Yeah.
now. He's reclining,
and
reading
he's just
a
letting me
newspaper.
die out here. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm a stand-up comic right now.
You're hanging out to dry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Were you referring to my glasses?
Yes, that's
Okay.
what I was talking about.
Yeah, I wear glasses sometimes now.
Yeah.
It's a
How's
recent
it feel?
development. It's really. I mean, it kind of changes a lot. You know,
Yeah, it gives you a whole new look.
it does.
You look older,
Yeah.
not wiser, but older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact about these glasses.
Yes.
They're the ones that my insurance provides for me. And
Let me see him.
on the inside, what does it say? You think it's like a brand name. What does it say?
Affordable what?
I think that's it. I think it just says affordable.
Yeah, it just says affordable.
I was like, oh, what are these? What brand are these? Nope, they're just affordable.
ooh.
See?
Maybe I'm blind. Oh, no.
Change.
It makes it clear, but it's also painful.
It hurts?
Yeah, it's like a slow headache
Yeah.
creeping in.
Maybe you take them off before it
No, I think
settles
this
in.
is me now.
I kind of want them back.
No.
It's freaking me out.
You're the future and I'm the past.
All right.
Excelsior. I'm blind. Here you go.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So it's been a while, and that's just our life.
Yeah, that's it. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's about it. I'm not gonna say anything about that.
We don't really need to.
Nope.
So yeah, this is the Keep Up, where we fail miserably at keeping up with all things media and entertainment,
That was fantastic.
as well as food.
Yes, there is food thrown in there.
You like that?
We keep up with food, I think.
Yeah, we're actually pretty caught up with food.
You know the.
I've never really thought about it, but that's
But we are pretty like anytime new food comes out, at least as fast food goes.
yeah, pretty
I
much.
think like naked chalupa. That's good.
That's good. It's a naked chicken chalupa.
Yeah, naked chicken.
Yeah, just to be specific.
Yeah, because maybe there is a naked chalupa and it's just meat.
so
They
good.
just slap meat in your
They
hand.
just hand you meat.
Yeah,
they
they're
roll
like-
it up in one of their
their hands.
little wraps.
Oh.
Yeah, they just hand it to you.
That's what it is. That's naked chalupa. There's nothing.
Yeah, that's good. Yep. So that's what we do here.
Yep.
If you're unfamiliar or if you've forgotten, because it's been a millennium.
Millennium.
A millennia.
Millennia.
Millennia is multiple.
Millennium is a falcon.
A millennium is a falcon. This is probably going to be your second episode of the week,
Oh,
because that's how we're doing things
that's
this week.
high hoping. You trapped yourself.
I know. Now I have to do it. That's what I like to do. I like to set myself goals that I'm going to be mad about later.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Keeps me motivated.
Yep.
Speaking of motivation,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna lift this mic up a little bit.
To make your motivation higher?
I honestly don't know how to tie it in. It was
Oh.
just annoyingly low.
Okay.
Shall we move along? You
Yeah.
got any reflections? What's going on? Should we talk about recent events or like what's happening right now?
You're moving.
I'm moving.
Yes.
If you're watching the vodcast, it's a little less awesome in the background here.
Yeah. I mean, we were really the main point anyway.
Yeah, I don't know
The background.
if you've ever noticed the background because we're here.
Yeah, so it's like, why take the time?
Well, it doesn't make any sense that you would look around elsewhere. But if you're one of those guys
Yeah, you weirdo.
or gals,
Fred
Francis
and Anna
and Andrew
and George.
and Jackie.
Chan? I knew it.
Does he think he's a fan?
Yeah.
You see that video that's like so emotional where he sees like his whole team?
I haven't seen it, but I've been told it.
Oh my gosh,
I
dude.
want to see it.
It is
the
moving.
feels.
Yeah, so it's like I don't even know what the event is, but there's this video of Jackie Chan, and he's I don't know how recent it is either, but they're giving him some kind of award or just like
It was
honoring him.
months ago, but not
Yeah.
like it was recent. Like,
Yeah, and they're just honoring him, and they show this video. It's like a compilation of all of his original like stunt team, and they're all just saying all these emotional things about him and everything. And while he's watching, like he's there live watching this video on the screen, and while he's watching, he has a whole crew of like a younger stunt team, a more recent stunt team behind him. But while he's watching and turned away from that group, all of his original stunt team comes in and replaces the younger guys while he's turned away. And like, then the video ends and he starts responding like to what he saw. And then there's a moment where he notices that they all switched out. And I won't even say any more than that. It's like, it's just
it's
so
probably been
good.
so many years since they've all seen
Yeah,
each other.
yeah, right. And there's so many of them,
my
dude.
God.
There's so many, and they're showing clips, and it made me want to go on like a binge of Jackie Chan stuff because
He has a lot of movies.
there's so many.
So
like
many.
before he became like who we know him to be now. Like, I mean, what were the first movies that he was really
I believe
big in? Or, like the first one I remember is Rumble in the Bronx. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that was even before like the big crossover appeal. You know?
I was gonna say his like first, at least in my opinion, was Rush Hour. His first like
breakout.
yeah, for at least an American audience.
There were a couple that I remember, like Operation Condor or something
They
like
have
that.
Project A2, Police.
I don't even know what that is.
Story, I
Oh,
think.
Police Story. That was
Yeah.
an older one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. He did have a lot, but because I didn't grow up like in that time,
Yeah.
I don't know what it was like.
I remember
but-
them slowly coming out and then, or probably quickly coming
Mm-hmm.
out, but I only saw them here and there. But the stunts, man,
my
unbelievable. And the
God.
outtakes are like borderline painful to watch.
It's crazy that at the end of most movies, at least to my knowledge that I've seen, they show like him performing the stunts and
Yeah.
like sometimes failing miserably.
And you
I'm
have
like,
to,
how is
like,
he not dead?
I don't know, man, but all the work they put into it, like,
It's worth it.
Yeah,
the movies are great.
it's so good.
Nothing beats a good kung fu flick.
Nothing beats a good kung fu flick.
Like from Bug's Story Life.
Huh?
A Bug's Life
Oh yeah, yeah.
flick, you know?
Bug Story Life.
Because I was thinking Toy Story at the same time.
I thought you were thinking Ants. Remember Ants?
That doesn't have a story in it anyway.
You're right. I'm not sure why I thought that. I think it just in my head. I was like, "There's another Bug movie. Maybe he messed it up with that." But now that I say Ants,
It's like,
I mean, there's hardly anything to mess up there.
yeah, that's, it's just like Wall-E. Speaking of, we were talking about videos. Have you heard of this YouTube channel called Lasagna Cat?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so it is a channel that recreates Garfield comics
Okay.
in live action.
Okay, with real cats.
No, with real people in cat costumes.
Okay.
So it's like,
that's different.
yeah, so it's got I think it's John, Odie, and Garfield. And it's just like the same three guys in every short. And it's like, I don't know, 30 seconds where they do a live action skit and then they show you the panel they're making.
So they're recreating the strip, like
Yeah, shot for shot.
What?
It's pretty funny. So I mean I haven't even got to the main thing
Okay.
though. So 10 years ago this channel came out and it was like
Wow.
it was slowly putting videos out just over time and then it just went dead. So then, like I said, 10 years later, like a month ago, it came back and they released, I think, 12 new videos all on the same day. But what was super weird about it is each video did that same formula, but then it had like a 2-minute extra thing about, like, it's hard to explain. You'll have to, I'll try to show you the videos, but it's like almost a commentary on comedy throughout the ages. So like one goes into like slapstick comedy, and they're like doing these weird slapstick jokes on Garfield and Odie, and
Weird.
it's just super weird because it became suddenly popular because all these videos came out all at once.
And now it's like a different thing, kind of?
Yeah, it's completely, but it's such a weird project because it was 10 years later,
Right.
and then they came back, and like I said, each video is kind of its own commentary on comedy throughout time.
That is so strange.
Yeah, one's like a like Friends sitcom where it's like there's a laugh track and they have just like this stupid short skit.
Yeah.
But then the last video is 4.5 hours long, and it just loops this same like 3 scenes over and over again, but each scene ending. So it's like someone knocks at the door, John opens it, and he's like, "Who's this?" And then a robot shows up, and it's like, "I am 4 years old." And then it goes to Garfield, and he's like, "Who's that?" So it does that for 4.5 hours. And then the last 2 minutes of the video, it gets very adult, so I don't want to say what happens, but it's something that's like, how could somebody even think of this? Like, what is this? So anyways.
And that's one of the videos they uploaded?
Yeah, and I don't understand it, but I didn't watch all 4 hours. I watched like 10 minutes, and I was like, oh, this is the same thing. So I skipped to the end to see if there was any point, and it goes to this wicked deep, like, emotional story, and then it gets really dark, and it's just something you got to see. It's called Lasagna Cat. Just go and check it out.
Wow.
Because it was something that I was like, I never in a million years expected to watch this about Garfield.
Yeah.
So it was just something that, like I said, parental guidance. It's very, you need parents with you. It's that deep.
Really?
That dark, yeah.
That is weird.
Yeah.
What a trip.
I know. And like I said, I just wanted to bring it up so people are aware of it because it is very interesting to see each video and what their thought process was through it. But it's like, I feel like a changed man after that.
I am oddly encouraged when maybe not oddly, but when a project is stopped for a really long time and then people come back to it. Like I know there are things like reunions or like relaunches of things that happen, but something like that where it's just this project, a lot of people probably don't know about it, goes away for a long time, and then I imagine they were just like, hey, let's do this again.
Right.
Something sparked that happening again. And I'm always really encouraged by that because I operate in this mindset of like time is a threat to me all the time. I've been trying to not be like that as much, but it just makes me feel like if I'm not doing stuff like, not recording the podcast for a certain amount of time, I'm like, it's dying.
Right.
But I think the reality is it doesn't matter. Like we'll do it when we can do it and, be as consistent as we possibly can. And that goes with anything, though, like whether I'm making music or like whatever it is, like these goals that I want to accomplish in my brain, and they just sit there until they're done. And I think it's like, I'm pretty sure I have like pretty strong OCD in certain areas. And I think that's one way that it manifests is I'm like, if I don't do this by this time, it's never going to happen.
So do you think you're like afraid that people will forget?
Maybe.
Like over time, you think like people will just or lose interest if it does come back, like for the podcast, for instance, or or any project.
Yeah, I guess there's that, and then there's just like this sense of like, am I accomplishing anything? Because I always feel so accomplished when we like sit down, do a podcast, we edit it, we have like a good final product to put out, and when we're not doing it, but I feel like. Because there have also been times like in past bands or projects that you start to feel it kind of like, this probably isn't going to last much longer.
Yeah.
Like whether it just feels like it's not fun anymore or whatever. But when it doesn't feel like that and you still feel encouraged to do it, it's just hard to find the time or like there are different aspects. It starts feeling so frustrating to me. But I feel like I said, like kind of relieved or I forget what word I used, but encouraged
Yeah.
by something like this where it's like, no, the reality is like you can come back to it whenever you want. Like it only dies when you say it's dead.
Right, exactly.
And I mean, I don't know. That's pretty cool. Even like a small project like that.
I know that's why it intrigued me so much. I was like, why disappear for 10 years and then suddenly come back?
Yeah, right.
But that also helped its story. Like that's what intrigued me with it.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, 10 years. What were they doing all that time?
Right.
But yeah, like I said, it's just something that's very interesting to watch.
So insane. Let's check that out.
I know.
It's very
Lasagna
interesting.
Cat is what it's called. And its earlier videos are funny too. They're like, they all end normal. But
Yeah. Weird. All right. I'll have to check that out. This conversation just reminded me of something, so let's go to reflections real quick.
Please, a moment to reflect.
All right, so I have been in gearing up to record again. I've been listening to past episodes of the Keep Up.
Can you reflect on an episode that wasn't the last episode?
Totally.
Okay.
What are you just asking? What are the rules?
Yeah, well, because I'm thinking you're gonna attack like one of our earlier podcasts or reflect there.
Yeah,
so.
I think you reflect on anything. I mean, this is kind of like a broad spectrum reflection, but basically, I've been listening and. You know, early on when we first started recording, I would listen to literally the entire and we're back.
Yes.
The entire podcast front to back while I was editing. And I edit as I went, and then I go through and check all the transitions again as when I finish. But then as I kind of got my method down and I knew where transitions went and stuff like that, I found a way to like zip through it, take me like 15 minutes.
Yeah, as opposed to an hour and a half.
Yeah, exactly. And in general, I would just kind of trust it. So I was going through and listening, and I found like little blemishes here and there. Nothing crazy, but this is what reminded me of it. Is like the OCD in me wants to go back to like 15 episodes ago and fix an error that I heard, which is silly because I will say all of my favorite podcasts that do really well on iTunes and they have like a good like a pretty decent audience. I hear blemishes on there all the time. It's something about the medium of podcasting that like a little mistake is not really a big deal. There's kind of a forgiveness in your brain. Like, do you listen to podcasts that you hear like errors on and stuff like that?
Not really too much, but then again, they're like high quality, like Rooster Teeth podcast is what I hear, and they're like high quality,
like highly produced and edited kind of thing.
Yeah, they always do it live, and I think when they release the podcast the next day, it's still live, like they unless something crazy happened.
Right.
But it sounds pretty mess up free, but you know that's just one podcast. There's hundreds, thousands, millions.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I listen to a lot of like conversational podcasts, which maybe that's like all of them, but but I guess there are also a couple that I've started listening to recently that have kind of expanded what I think of podcasting. Like there's one that I've been listening to that's very, like, it sounds like a documentary almost. It's got a lot of different interviews interspersed. It has a narrator. It has music cues.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But going back and listening to ours, like there's one where I don't know what happened, but there's supposed to be a transition, but it just goes quiet for the length of the transition. So I must have had that muted.
Yeah, I know sometimes you turn it down, so it's probably just one of those.
Yeah, like I must have left it. But it's actually kind of funny because we like make a joke and then it's like, and then we just start laughing. So I'm like, I don't think I did that on purpose because there's definitely supposed to be a movies transition there. And then I think there's one where I left something weird at the end of the podcast. But I bring it up to say I'm not going to fix it.
Good. I'm proud.
We agree on that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
it's stupid,
I think,
right?
No, I think it's much better when we look, not that we look amateur, but have a feel like we're just kind of two guys doing it. Like we're not, super professional.
I think that's what I kind of find endearing about some of my favorite podcasts is you'll hear an edit or like not even an edit, but sometimes it's like problems with mics or like there's only so much you can do and they just leave it in. It's like, this is what it is. And that's kind of what I want this to be. So I don't know, but it was just funny going back and listening and be like, oh, this is when I started being confident in my editing skills. And for the most part, they're good.
Yeah. I trust you.
I'm glad. I also know that you don't listen to the podcast.
Hey,
Oh, you got your hands full with the video. I
listen to the podcast just in video format.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I guess.
But I'm like you. I do the same kind of zip through. I remember certain parts where we like have our conversations, and that's where I put in.
That's
like,
how I do it.
pictures and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I skip to like the certain bits. Certain bits.
The juicy bits.
Yeah. You got any reflections?
No.
So what do we have next for a category? What are we jumping into?
And we can jump into technology.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Technology.
You want to go first?
Yeah, let's talk about a little system that came out recently.
Digestive system?
Yes, actually, I want to talk about how it works in the human body.
Came out recently.
No, it's the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, yeah. You got one of those.
I got one of those. A
Hmm.
really neat system.
How neat is it?
It's very neat.
Yeah?
Yeah, think it's funny. It's a lot like the Wii U, but very portable.
Oh.
Like you can. I could bring the system down here and play it. You don't have to.
Why aren't we playing it?
Because we're doing a podcast.
Cool.
I can't talk and play Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at the same time. There's just no way.
Wow. That was a mouthful.
I know.
Well done.
And I didn't mess it up, which is surprising.
It is.
Yeah. So yeah, just as far as like Nintendo goes, they've had this weird like string of gimmicky consoles.
Yeah.
And I think this fits into that category.
Mm-hmm.
But it also is just enough of a normal console that I like it. Like
Yeah.
I had issues with the Wii because I didn't like the motion controls, and even if you had the nunchuck and the Wii controller, games
Yeah.
still felt weird. So with the Wii U, that was kind of a good step in the direction, but it was still kind of like a big controller that had motion controls in it. But now with the Switch, kind of the same thing, but the two controllers. I wish I brought them down to show you, but
I like watching your hands just make controller motions.
because I keep feeling the controllers in my brain. My brain's like, oh yeah, controllers.
I remember.
Yeah, the controllers are like phone shape basically,
Okay.
and you can pull them out from the actual system itself.
Are they like phone? Do they feel like holding a phone?
They're smaller. Think an iPhone cut in half.
Because I wonder if that was intentional.
Yeah, because maybe that's what people are used
I
to.
mean, yeah.
That's very smart thought,
Really
Brett.
interesting.
I think, yeah, that's absolutely probably why.
One of my things is broken on my hoodie.
Oh. Have you ever seen those hoodies that are headphones?
Yeah.
Hoodies?
Yeah.
Those are so cool.
Those are pretty cool.
We're talking about the strings on the front of our sweatshirts, by the
Yeah.
way, for you.
Not the entire sweatshirt is a headphone.
Yeah, I wish. That'd
Do
be
you?
cool.
Is that what you wish?
Yeah. But speaking of wishes, Nintendo Switch is it's great.
Nice.
It's I think it has a very good chance of kind of restoring Nintendo's reputation. Right now it has a very weak game lineup. It launched probably with 10 games, which sounds like a lot to some people, but compared to like Xbox, PS4, and other things, it's very dry.
And what are the titles? Are they big titles or?
Yeah, definitely. Well, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, that's huge.
V1.
Yeah, people have been waiting years for that. It's the next Zelda, and absolutely shows. I'll talk about that in games.
Sure.
But yeah, like that, even if they have a weak lineup, that game I think is strong enough to get people just to buy a system. That's a system seller.
Yeah.
They also have Super Bomberman R, which is just a new Bomberman game with a story mode, multiplayer and stuff.
Cool.
What else? They have like Shovel Knight. They have a new version of Shovel Knight, so that's pretty cool. What else? They have like Just Dance 2017. It's not very strong, but I think the few games that are strong on it are like
I think that's enough for people. I think people trust Nintendo at this point. That
I think their fans are loyal enough and they'll pick it up. But yeah, the controllers, they feel good. They feel like they feel neat. The only issue I have is, and a lot of people are having this issue, the left Joy-Con, so that's what the controller is called, it has a syncing issue. Because on the right Joy-Con, it's got the IR sensor on the bottom of it.
Okay.
But on the left, it doesn't have one.
So how does it sync? Through the right one?
I think magic. I can't imagine
Nintendo Black Magic.
Yeah,
that's the only thing it can be.
So I think, I'm not sure Bluetooth or there's some reason that it's on the right one and not on the left one, but it's annoying because sometimes I'm like walking in Zelda and I stop pressing the joystick and he still walks forward and keeps walking forward, and then you have to go into the settings and shut off the controller because there's no button to shut it off. So it's certainly been an issue.
How often does that happen?
It's happened. I played Zelda today for like 3 or 4 hours and probably happened like 10 times. I know.
Yo, what? They better fix that real quick.
And I think it's something they could fix in an update.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone's been complaining about it.
That's crazy.
Because it does. It either disconnects or just loses sync.
Right. And then what are you playing with? Half a controller?
Yeah,
when that
pretty
happens?
much. Which it sucks because it's the left one, so the one that makes you
All
move.
your motion
Yeah,
is, like,
exactly. So
gone.
if you're in a fight and it dies
And you're
out,
paralyzed all of a sudden.
you're like, well, I could just keep swinging.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's I think it's just technical hiccups since it's brand new. But I'm hoping they come out with a fix soon because it makes Zelda a little more difficult.
I bet. That'd make any game more difficult. You just lose control halfway through.
And so yeah, I think that's about it. The screen's really nice. The system is dense. Like think a Wii U gamepad, but like the screen of an iPad, I guess. Like a really high quality screen. And the idea of the system is obviously you can go anywhere with it.
Have you done that yet?
Yes, I've walked around a little bit, and Zelda looks really nice on it because it's so condensed. It's whoa, that's high quality.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, so it's really neat. I want to go like real far with it.
Yeah.
You don't need to connect to the dock because the system is its own thing. So like I'm excited just to like go on road trips or long trips somewhere and bring
Japan.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I can't wait. So yeah, overall I think it's a pretty cool system. And I'll talk about the games when we're in games.
All right.
I think it's worth a pickup. Kind of tough to get right now because it's new. And
Yeah.
Nobody can really find one anywhere, but I'm pretty hopeful they could have a good Metroid game on that. That's all I want.
Dude, I think they're gonna put a lot into this system. Everyone that I've spoken to that has one so far is like more than happy with it.
Yeah.
They're just and that was not the case when the Wii came out. I think when the Wii U came out, people were more accustomed to like what they were doing at the time. Right. So it was like, all right, this is better. I liked the Wii. I only had like a few games, but I really liked them. So that was my experience with it.
Yeah.
The Wii U was definitely an improvement. And I think this, like from launch, people are stoked about.
Yeah. Yeah, and the controller variety is nice too because when you get the system, it comes with a Joy-Con grip, which is just think like GameCube controller. Okay. And you can slide each of the individual controllers into it, so then it becomes a normal controller. So
yeah, smart move.
Yep. But you can play it multiple ways, which is real nice.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yep. So as far as hardware, it's impressive. It's nice.
Yeah. Nintendo, man.
I know you can't go wrong.
No. I have a piece of technology, but I think maybe we'll wait till next week because you just talked about the Nintendo Switch, and like I'm not gonna top that.
Well, you can.
I can't.
Okay. What are we going to then?
Do you have movies?
Yeah.
Oh, you have movies.
I got movies.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Ooh, let's go to the movies.
Do I have any?
Come on, we went to the theaters and saw a movie.
No.
You don't want to talk about that one?
No, I do. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Why are you throwing me
Do
under the bus?
you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll talk about mine briefly just because.
Let me talk about how angry I am.
Yes.
Should I?
Yeah, it's fine. Everyone feels your pain.
All right, listen.
And it's good venting.
I feel like I feel a little ridiculous about this, but I feel like a major spoiler is one of the least forgivable things.
It really is. It's right next to like kicking a puppy off a cliff.
Right.
Or stabbing you in your sleep.
Right.
It's in the middle of those two.
It's right in between.
Yeah.
And I don't know like which one's like the worst. Is it the puppy thing or the stabbing thing?
Whatever you want it to be.
Because the puppy thing makes me sad.
Yeah.
But the stabbing thing, there could be some like permanent damage to me. But then I feel guilty for.
I think spoiling a movie is in front of those two.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. The worst offense you could do.
The puppy might live.
Right. You might live.
I might live. My experience is dead.
Yeah. You can
100% dead.
You can never feel.
Nope.
Feel what you should be feeling if you feel the feeling.
Whoa.
That sounded like a tornado.
That was crazy. So this is a thing happened. A thing happened.
I'm ready.
Now, this is
your chance to meet SquarePants. Nickelodeon SpongeBob's. Okay, that was a commercial from my youth.
That's good. I'm glad it made its way on the Keep Up.
Yeah, it's, you know.
So this has been drastically changed by social media because of the way that things are now.
Yeah, because if someone said that to you verbally, you would punch them in the face.
There might be blood.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. I don't think anybody would.
Right.
I don't think anyone would just walk up to you and be like, okay, let me think of a spoiler that I can use as an example throughout this because I don't want to actually say anything. We'll go with the Star Wars one. Not that one. I apologize if none of you know this, but Darth Vader is...
Stop, Brett. You're dangerous territory.
Should I say it? Should I say who Darth Vader is?
What's the oldest movie? And let's spoil
I feel like that's it. Everyone knows, right? Doesn't everyone know? But the one person who doesn't. All right, forget it. I won't
King
spoil.
Kong dies.
That's messed up, dude.
There you go.
Well, now Tim said it, so I'll just use that one. But I feel like there's a thing that happens now where people think it's funny or they think it's like
Who would think that's funny?
Sick individuals.
Exactly.
No, but this has happened to me 2 times from friends on in my Facebook.
Ex-friends, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were friends at one time. Makes me so angry. 2 people on my friends list on Facebook, and then once by a meme. I was spoiled by a meme. I've talked about it at length in past episodes. Makes me angry. And what happened was, with the movie Tim's about to talk about, someone just posted something that's just in my feed, so I'm going to read it. Yeah, because it just shows up.
That's the worst thing. You can't stop yourself from reading it.
You don't know. You just read it and it's done.
Right. You don't know how it's going to end.
It's like a drive-by shooting.
Exactly.
Because there's just you don't see it coming. There's nothing you can do.
Right. Your eyes can't stop. Your brain can't stop getting the information.
Right. You see it first and you read it and then you process it.
Yep.
And then you what?
And then
Oh God! It's
then you
already
cry.
done. There's nothing you do. I was so angry. So I read this thing and then. It was like, okay, maybe it's a troll. Maybe they haven't even seen the movie yet. Even still, what they said puts a thing in your brain. And it's there. And then you're watching the movie, you don't know. And how come I'm always spoiled? I feel like I talk about this on the podcast all the time.
I'm very careful.
You're very smart. But okay, one of my friends, this was ruthless. The night The Walking Dead was on, he finished the episode and posted, everyone watches it anyway. How crazy is it that this happened? Don't even try to get mad at me. This is the internet. I'm like, bro,
seriously.
I don't have to try to get mad at you. I'm so angry right now.
Oh my God.
So,
Damn! I'm sorry I got so emotional. The Walking Dead is like a cesspool for spoilers.
That's the one. And honestly, that's one that I'm almost like, I know to avoid stuff like that. The movie you're about to talk about, which is
Logan,
had been out. When I read this, it had been out for 3 days.
which is madness.
Like
Everyone knows
opening
at
weekend.
least 2 weeks before you say anything.
Right. And my friend's excuse was they should have known. Everyone should just expect that this is going to happen. And for the record, I don't think that's a thing that anyone... And I'll throw this out there. If you're listening, bud, I love you. This is just a thing. And come on, dude. Oh, man. So I'm just venting.
Yeah, I get it.
And I feel silly, but I'm legitimately...
Yeah, because
it made me mad. Now I will never... And I said this to him. I was like, dude... I will never see this movie for the first time.
Yep.
I'll never experience it.
That's heartbreaking.
It's gone.
It's something you love that they're taking away from you.
And that's what he said. He sent me a message and he was like, dude, I wasn't thinking of my diehard friends, my friends who are diehard fans. I especially feel bad for you now. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's gone. It's done. It's done.
You stabbed me.
The drive-by is over.
Oh.
So I haven't seen it yet, but why don't you talk about Logan?
Oh, man.
Since I know.
What a fantastic film.
I have to say, this is super weird to me because I think Origins was garbage.
The best movie ever. I know.
Absolute,
Let me translate for you.
Absolute garbage.
Some people don't know what you're saying.
The Wolverine, I definitely enjoyed way more.
Yeah, I did not like... I liked it. I didn't like it, I think, as much as I thought I was going to.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like I don't have any set in stone memories of it. Like I watched it once and I was like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Like there's some cool imagery. I remember the beginning. I remember Silver Samurai, which I think there were some things about that I was like, weird decision, but I can't even remember what that was.
Yeah.
So whereas Origins, I could tell you all the things that are wrong with that movie.
Because it's so good.
It's so bad. It's so freaking bad. But this movie, unanimously, everyone's like, this is amazing.
It feels almost like it's like a gift to everybody who's watched all the X-Men movies, to loyal fans, because it's like, you get closure on everything. You get to kind of see, like, even Days of Future Past, how that ended. That gave you a lot of closure on the current or the original X-Men team.
Yeah.
So this movie kind of just.
Right. I loved that.
Yeah, that was
such a good move.
I loved it so much. So, this is just kind of because it's Hugh Jackman's last time being Wolverine.
Come on, man.
What he said
I know,
publicly, he doesn't want to be,
That is not a spoiler. That's
the
just
worst.
That's just an actor thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This movie has such a sense of dread with it that you expect things, but you don't want to admit while you're watching the movie, you don't want to think about it.
It's like you don't want to spoil it on a public social media platform.
Exactly.
For all of your friends.
You just don't want to say anything.
You don't want to do that. Right.
So-
Interesting.
I don't want to talk about it much because it's hard to talk about anything in that movie because the trailers have been kind of very secret.
Sure.
Xavier's in it. Wolverine, and X-23.
Enough!
I know. I'm already awful. May I say though, X-23 is fantastic.
That's
that movie.
excellent news.
That girl nailed it so well.
Really?
Yeah, she's a very good actress.
That's one thing that in the trailer, I mean, granted, you don't see much, but I was like, well, I don't know.
Right, exactly.
No reason to doubt it, but I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I was the same way. I was like, I wonder how much of a role she's going to have in this movie, if any.
Yeah.
And what she did do in that movie is awesome.
It's really cool that they even got her into one of the movies.
Right, I know.
X-23.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't expect to see that
Didn't she show up
character.
in X-Men 2, though?
Did she?
Well, there was a girl who was like Wolverine that...
No, that was Lady Deathstrike. You're thinking of, right?
Geez. Yeah,
right,
I
with
think
the hands.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fingers.
yeah.
And I don't even know if they. I mean, yeah, she's like his. There's a lot of backstory
Yeah.
there. So I think in X2 that was like a kind of a fan. Does fan service strictly refer to like sexy anime girls?
I think so, but you can use it in this sense.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it should mean.
I've used fan service before to just explain like cool
like
nods to
it's
the
something for the
audience.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I want to think of.
Yeah.
But I remember the first time I heard someone say the word fan service, and I was like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah.
And their explanation to me was like, "Ugh,
It's like,
what?
this isn't what I want.
It's just like
It's seeing your favorite anime characters in risque situations.
that's fan service.
That is fan-
makes that term
That's-
feel so dirty to me.
That's the culture. though.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
know,
thing.
but it just feels so.
Yeah, I know.
So, anyways, I'm not trying to say that they gave you Wolverine fan
Fan
service. 'Cause I don't-
They actually do.
Maybe. Well, you get that in Days of Future Past too. I
Yes.
think.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of good references to the whole movie series throughout the whole movie. So it does in the sense fan service does a lot of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
You said something to me earlier that I thought was interesting. You said it doesn't even feel like a comic book movie or a superhero film
not at all.
or anything like that.
It really feels almost like a Western
Yeah.
in a sense. Because
That's really cool.
It is cool. It's a really interesting take, and I think that's mostly to the director, which I can't think of his name right now. But he said his inspirations were from a movie called Shane, which I've never seen, but it's a very popular Western. And
Shoot, who directed it?
look it up.
Gonna.
Unforgiven was the other one, and that was the one with Clint Eastwood, and that was another very popular Western. So that was his inspiration. You could tell. I've seen Unforgiven, and Logan feels a lot like that. In a sense, it's almost just like a tale of this character and the trials and stuff he has to go through.
James Mangold. I'm actually not familiar with
What did he
him.
direct? Anything?
He did Walk the Line.
Okay.
Oh, he directed The Wolverine.
Oh,
Interesting.
cool.
Oh, wait a second. Producer on Logan.
Oh,
Also director.
okay.
IMDb is confusing me. He did Night and Day. He did 3:10 to Yuma.
Oh, okay. So he has done westerns in the past then.
Kate and Leopold.
Who?
Copland.
Anyways.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But yeah, it has a very like dreadful, dark tone, but it's perfect for Wolverine. I think that character needs to it just fits Wolverine very well. It wouldn't work with like Iron Man or Spider-Man or whatever. That being said, it's also very violent, incredibly violent.
I've heard that.
Which is also if you played that awesome Wolverine
Oh,
Origins
dude,
game.
that
that's
freaking
what
game.
that's what the movie feels like. Like
Really?
that beginning cutscene where it's like just incredible graphics and he's slicing and dicing. That's the whole movie basically. He goes nuts.
That's good. Then I feel like that's the character.
Yeah.
The reason Deadpool was rated R, is one of the reasons that this should be rated R.
Right. And I think it's perfect for this movie. I'm glad they made it R. It's funny, the first 5 lines Wolverine says in the movie are F-bombs each time he speaks.
Really?
Yeah, and it's like 20 minutes until you hear him say anything else. It's like this is the movie
This
I'm
is
going
it,
into.
yeah.
Xavier has a bad mouth on him too.
Really?
Which is very surprising, but
I don't know that I've ever heard.
I know, that's why I was like, oh, sorry, I took that away from you too.
Weird.
Being so shocked.
That is strange.
Yeah, it's a very colorful language that movie has.
Huh.
Yeah, but it's cool because he feels more realistic, I guess. Xavier does.
More like
a normal guy,
a real person. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah, the dialogue feels very realistic too. Maybe a little more language than necessary, but I got nothing against it.
Yeah.
But overall, it feels like a modern classic. Like it's a movie that I think people will talk about for a long time, and it's a very, very good movie.
It's
good
killing
story.
right now, dude. Like,
it's got a 87 Metascore.
Yep.
Which is huge.
Yep. Yeah.
For a superhero movie.
It's got an 8.7 on IMDb, and I think that's what's really awesome about a movie like this is they're starting to. I mean, like comic book movie is a thing only by association now. Like Wolverine might be like a modern day Western drama.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we've talked about that with some of the Avengers movies, some of the MCU stuff that's like, Thor is kind of this fantasy film, and Iron Man 3 being a buddy cop movie, and like, you know what I mean? So they kind of do stuff like that, and it's just taking these characters and telling their stories and like.
And people, it's good to see the executives step back. Like I saw an interview with the director, and he was, worried. Like, is this going to be too much? Are they going to step in? But he said Fox never stepped in. They just let him do the whole movie how he wanted to.
Dude, after Deadpool, of course they stepped back.
Right, of course.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God, this is what people want.
Yeah, like I don't know what. It seems so funny. I mean, it's just business and. Trying to play the market or whatever. But I think we're at a point where it's like, no, the audience just wants the character.
Yep.
They just want what they know that character to be. They don't want some weird thing that's marketed to everybody necessarily, And I think maybe they finally realized that after Deadpool being the weirdest like movie in history, to do as well as it did.
Just the build up to it and the character. It's a good step. It's a good step in the direction.
Which speaking of that, a good step in the right direction. Is that what you said?
I was trying to figure out. Yeah,
that sounds fine.
Yeah,
we'll leave it at that. The Deadpool teaser / scene that you get during it.
I'm glad. I mean, it's funny. It's not a trailer like it's normal.
It's like a vignette.
Yeah, exactly. Like a short for a Pixar movie or something. It's the same thing. It was just like a 2-minute. It was.
That's really funny to think about. Like it's the equivalent of a Pixar short, but it's a Deadpool short.
They should do that in front of every Marvel movie.
That would be brilliant. I mean, on the releases of like the Avengers First Wave movies, they did those little Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. like side.
Oh yeah, the
clips and stuff like that. What are they called?
The one shots.
The one shots.
Yes.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Which they didn't. Those were only on the DVDs though.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I have them because they came in the box set. They put them all on one disc. But stuff like that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I saw this online because it got put online after Logan came out.
Stan Lee in the one online?
No.
He's not in this one either. I was with my friend Nate, and he said he saw Stan Lee somewhere, but
Really?
yeah.
I mean, the one I watched was potato quality. So
okay.
maybe
Nice potato.
maybe
Maybe
it's
he
in
was
there
there.
somewhere. Yeah.
Maybe he was the dead guy. Spoilers, the dead guy.
you can find it online. It's just a quick, but it's very funny.
It is
I mean,
funny.
it's very consistent with the first
Yeah.
Deadpool and the humor and everything.
Did you read that text? Oh, you saw potato quality. So it was like Deadpool not coming soon enough. And then there was like this text that went by real fast. It was like this huge paragraph or more.
I don't think I saw that.
It was like a whole story. Well, yeah. Check that out if you can.
Okay.
It's like the story of a like a fisherman, and he like catches this fish, and then sharks get the fish, and he's super unlucky. I don't know. It's a super weird story, but it's all just thrown in there real fast. Check it out. It's something weird.
Okay, that is very strange.
I'm thinking it might have to do with the story of Deadpool too, but
okay.
But you'll have to read it. You'll find it. It's online. That's how I read it.
I'll check it out. Mm-hmm. So,
but yeah, I was just gonna say that's weird to have in front of Logan. I think I would have preferred it after, just as something. But I mean, I'm glad I got it when I did.
Yeah.
It's a weird movie to have that, like Logan's
right, because they're Marvel, right? But it's not the same tone at
Yeah.
all. Yeah, that's
But-
interesting. Yeah,
Regardless, it was still a funny little thing before.
yeah. It's cool they were getting teasers of Deadpool in front of the best Wolverine movie yet.
Yes.
Can't argue with that. So what do you give it? 1 to 10.
Oh, easy, 9.5.
Nice.
Yeah,
What's that last 0.5 about?
I wanted more action.
I'm not going to see this movie.
Yeah, that's.
JK.
There's a lot of action, but even the
Actually.
length. I thought it was. I love long movies, and it was long.
Was
you
it?
know? It was like 2 hours and 15 minutes, maybe a little more.
Nice.
Which is nice.
Nice. So I'll have to go see that soon, even though I'm very angry about it.
Yep.
We saw a movie
Yes.
with the children's
Uh-huh.
and my wife lady,
Uh-huh.
Lego Batman.
Lego Batman movie.
Dude, it was so funny.
It was so funny.
The humor in these movies. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think the best kind of humor is referential humor.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel like just because it's like you get it twice as much if you get the reference.
Yeah.
You're like, oh
Right.
my God, I get this, and it's funny.
and that
So-
was hilarious.
Yeah.
Right.
So this movie was like references all over the
Tons
place.
of them. And then there was also just this situational humor that was like, it's just so it's a mixture. I'm finding I was kind of studying the comedy of this movie because the first one blew my mind. Like the Lego movie was so hilarious, and Chris Pratt was like on point. I mean, everyone in that movie is so good.
Yep.
Batman in that movie
Right.
is awesome. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Who does the voice of Batman?
Will Arnett.
Will Arnett. Yeah. Like he's just so on point. I forget it's him sometimes.
I didn't. I knew it was him, but I didn't hear him once.
Yeah.
The whole movie.
And Zach Galifianakis as Joker.
Yeah, which I didn't know whatsoever.
You kind of don't. I mean, at the end, you read it on. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But during it, it's kind of, which is probably a good thing. You just kind of
right. You just watch the characters.
Yeah.
And not the actors.
It was so funny. I mean, I want to say the first 15 minutes was probably the funniest part of the movie.
Oh my God. Just that beginning scene when he's fighting all the villains, that was awesome.
Oh,
like,
dude.
I know it's Lego, but that's a
It's
seriously
so good. Yeah.
action scene.
Exactly. That whole scene was great. The animation's great. So I was kind of just looking at the comedy and I'm like, it's such a strange breed because it's animated, which there's a certain type of comedy that you get in an animated film anyways.
That you can't really get in any.
No, it's different. Yeah, it's different. I don't know what it is, if it has to do with the way things are animated, if it has to do with seeing an animated character do something you would see in real life, you know? It's almost like a simile that you're seeing take place or some kind of like, it's like, I don't know, it's almost equal to like a meme, like why a meme is funny, because it's like, oh yeah, I get that. You know? I don't know. So there's that thing, but then some of the comedy is like, it reminded me of 80s comedy, like Airplane and stuff like that, like the like saying what they're doing. Like there's the moment where they're communicating with the there's the airplane and the pilots are communicating with the
like airport.
what the heck is that called? The guy on
the hub.
the guy on that's totally what I was gonna say, but that's Like the
Are you talking about the pilot or the people?
pilot talking to the people. The people are like the landing crew.
They're
but it's not the landing crew.
communication folks. There's got to be a word for
There
it.
totally is a word for it.
They are.
Anyways, the guys in
ground
the
control.
ground control, maybe. I'm not a freaking pilot, people. Get off me. The people in the
I know the senior side. It's making me laugh.
the,
just thinking
the
about
people
it.
in the tower, all right, and they're talking to him, and they're asking him. I forget what question they
They're
ask
like,
him.
is it okay to land where you have like all this stuff on the plane?
Yeah, right. And the guy who's on the radio just turns around and he's just looking around at everyone and he's like, I'm looking at everyone's faces and I think we're good. And like, it's just stuff like that that's so goofy.
I love it when he's like, he's explaining everything he's on the plane. He's like, I got, a ton of dynamite and one best friend. And then when they're in the ground control, everyone's like, looks good. Hey, at least they're friends. Like,
yeah, he's like, as long as they're best friends. So it's,
I
yeah.
don't see why not. It's just so funny.
It really is so good, and that's just it's a simple like calling out the obvious kind of humor, and then there's I don't know, some more slapstick stuff. There's just so many different kinds of humor in it, and it feels very modern, but it also has like callbacks to certain things that are like, man, this feels like classic.
Yep.
You know, the things that are making me laugh in this, and I know just saying the jokes out of context is like
It's not as funny.
it does
or funny
not
at
do
all.
it justice, but it's like. It's great. It's really funny. The kids sat through the whole thing and they really enjoyed it.
And that's the thing. It's like the kids, the humor is just in the characters moving around and like just being goofy. Like the words, I don't think the jokes land for kids, but
unless they say "but."
right, unless they or like poop or something.
Anytime they say "but,"
Yeah.
or there's like a fart joke, nailed it.
Nailed it. That's
Kids are rolling.
they are. They're gone. It's so perfect.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I'm always impressed when they can have a kids movie, but it also be for the adults.
Yeah,
like
it's,
the humor. Like I think Shrek nailed it. Shrek did a very good job because that's more adult than anything. But I don't know. It's just it seems like such a mastercraft to do that.
And I think that's kind of par for the course now. Like you really don't see a lot of animated films that come out that don't have that element of, our generation's going to love it too.
Right.
I feel like Disney's been mastering the craft forever. And then, the birth of Pixar and all that stuff. DreamWorks is, so I think that's just kind of what happens now. And the Lego movies are just something else, man. I think they're a thing of their own, and I want as many of them as we can possibly get.
I'm excited to see the Ninjago movie.
Yeah, that looked great too. That was, dude.
It was a funny trailer.
Yep.
They do have a TV series already
Yes.
for Ninjago.
It doesn't. I don't feel like it has that kind of humor
Animation?
to it, though.
No, it doesn't. It's very. I've seen a few episodes just because I was like, oh, this looks neat.
Yeah.
But it's very serious. It's not, not like Lego movie, not like Lego Batman
Yeah.
movie. But I feel like because now it's the movie, it's gonna have all that.
Right. It felt like that for sure. I mean, the show to me feels like it's like watching an episode of like Yu-Gi-Oh or something.
Right, yeah.
It's like one of those kids action shows. Jazz has watched it a couple times and he really likes it. But yeah, I'm super stoked about that. Like, I'll go see all of these. I'll also say there was a trailer for Despicable Me 3.
Oh yeah,
Dude, I cannot wait for that movie.
I'm so glad they're making a third one.
I am too, dude. I love Steve Carell. I love Kristen Wiig. And the Minions are just funny.
Yeah.
And those movies crack me up. And this trailer, dude,
It was good.
I was dying.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've laughed that much at a trailer in a long time.
The one that got me was Zootopia with that freaking sloth.
Oh man, what a
killed
good
me.
trailer.
That killed me. That was so good.
Actually, that's another one that's not. It was just like a piece. It was
Yeah.
a scene,
Yep.
And it's like, oh yeah, I'm in. Like I'm definitely gonna go see this.
This is
movie.
what I want to see.
So good. Yeah. So what did you do? You have what's better, Lego Movie or Lego Batman?
I think Lego Batman was better.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm a nerd and I like Batman a lot. So
Yeah. Sure.
I think I just enjoyed it more. But not to say the Lego movie's bad at all.
I'm kind of torn because the Lego Movie was so good. It was the first one, and I have a lot of like particular scenes that stuck out. But I've also seen it more. I feel like I have less. I feel like there was a time in Lego Batman where I laughed less. Like, did you feel like the jokes kind of slowed down at some point?
I think near the end because they wanted to focus more on the friendship and like Batman.
Which they did a really good job.
Yeah.
I mean, the story never breaks and it's consistent
Robin
and it's good.
killed me throughout the whole movie,
Oh
too.
my god.
He was just so good.
He was so good. I forgot about the Robin stuff.
Oh my god.
It was good.
It was
There's a lot. There's so many one-liners, you know?
And that's the thing. They just land and like they just jump right into the next funny part.
Yeah.
So I want to see it again because like that beginning scene with all the action, it's very like crazy to follow.
Yeah, it really
And
is.
It's cool to see like all the time because it's like stop motion, but digital stop motion,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. And so I just want to see like how they reconstruct and construct
Right.
all the Legos and like it just looks very neat.
That's a weird thing too. Well, for one, let me throw out the concept of like the building that is put into these movies. I think is amazing.
That's cool, yeah.
Because it's just something that's assumed to be in this universe. You know, it's already a strange universe. It's like a mishmash of every character and property you can think of.
Right.
So one of the things, you just kind of accept that it's Lego, and which is a weird thing. We could talk about that another time. The whole Lego phenomenon, kind of, I don't even fully understand it.
Yeah.
It's great. I just don't really get how it happened. But then there would just be a moment where it's like, get me these pieces. I need to build something, and that's just a part of the universe.
Yeah,
That's
it's just the master builders or
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm curious if this takes place after or before the Lego movie, or if it has any correlation.
I think the Lego movie just established that there is, this is all taking place within like the Lego verse.
Right.
You know what I mean? I love how you can just add verse to anything.
I know,
I want to have a keep up verse.
Okay.
It's just you and me so far. But
Okay. We'll work on it.
maybe that's what our like string of channels would be called.
What, the verse?
The keep up verse.
Keep up verse. Universe. Up. UP.
Keep up a verse.
Up a verse.
We'll work on that.
Yeah.
The other thing that's really interesting, something you just mentioned, how it's like animated blocks. I also think it's funny, like similar things. There are movies that are animated. It's like digital claymation. Like Wallace and Gromit comes to mind.
Yeah.
And spin-offs of that. Like there was a kid's show called Shaun the Sheep and stuff like that. And it's made to look claymation because that's where they came from, you know? But it's digital,
Yeah,
like the
what they
technology
do,
advances.
I saw Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh.
I'm not going to talk about it. Fantastic. I will eventually, just not now. But they had this cool little like behind the scenes at the end of the movie.
Okay.
And they show how like a lot they make like the set and they make the characters.
Yeah.
But then everything else is digital, and it's cool to see the two blend together.
Yeah.
Like the digital and the clay.
So awesome,
the
dude.
claymation and stuff. So
I love that, like multimedia.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
yeah, and it's neat because they are like just in this big green screen room and they have the set. So it's cool that you can't tell the difference between what's background and what's foreground, what's real.
Right.
So it's just cool to see the technologies combined.
Yeah, and that's probably what they use in like the Book of Life, and there's been a couple others like that.
Oh, reminds me, I saw another movie, Book of Eli, for the
Box
first
Trolls. You never seen Book of
time.
Eli?
Never seen it.
Dude, how good is it?
The twist, I was like, whoa!
What? Yeah. Oh, dude.
That was fantastic.
Oh, it's so good. That's
Anyways,
a great movie.
we were just talking. I know. I just
Denzel for the win. I love that guy.
he can't make a bad movie. I don't think.
He's just amazing.
Or I haven't seen a bad movie with him in it.
I don't think I have. Oh man.
Sorry,
good.
I all the movies I've watched recently
Yeah.
are coming to my brain, and I'm like, oh,
I was actually, we don't need to talk about it much, but my birthday was recently. And so this past Saturday night, I had what I'm calling the annual pizza potluck, where this year I turned 30. So it's a big one,
yeah,
you know,
you're real old, now.
pretty old, but I'm entering a new decade, right? And there's just a whole lot of stuff going on. We're moving and jobs and doing all kinds of stuff and whatever. It's just like a particularly busy time. So like planning some kind of big party thing just felt like a hassle and a burden, and I was just like stressed out. I was like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So Rachel and I were sitting and talking, and I was like thinking, and I was like, I don't know, I can't think of anything to do, and we're broke, and I don't know. So then I was thinking like the next day, and I was like, you know what I want to do? I just want to get a bunch of pizza, and which I haven't had in months because I've been mostly keto, and I want to watch Ninja Turtles. 1990, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, my favorite movie of all time. And what are you looking at right now?
I was watching your audio go.
Why?
I'm mesmerized by it.
I'm talking to you right now.
I know, I'm listening.
All right, well, you're fading out on me.
You were talking about your favorite movie of all
You should
time.
be excited about this.
I'm so upset because I couldn't be there.
All right, no, I
it
get
breaks my
that.
heart. So
Everybody was asking for you.
I'm just so popular.
I'm like, you even know who Tim is? How'd you even know I had a brother?
Because I'm a ghost.
It's a bummer that you couldn't be there, but the reason I bring it up, first of all, because we're talking about movies and watching that movie, I don't know if I've been so happy ever. Just there's a room full of people, some who hadn't seen it, some who hadn't seen it since they were a kid, some who are really appreciating it, who were talking about like my friend, he's a film guy, and he was like, this is why this movie's so good compared to the new ones. Like, you would never have this lighting. Like, the movie's so dark.
Talk like that?
Well, we were whispering because everyone's watching it, so it was like, you wouldn't have a scene like this. It's so dark because that's where they live.
Oh, okay.
So it was like that. And we were just talking about the lighting and everything. It just made me so excited because I love it.
Yeah.
Like the sound cues in that movie, everything makes me feel like, I don't even know if I want to say it makes me feel like a kid. It just makes me feel as like free and happy as I was as a kid.
I think that's a sign of a good movie when you can watch it and forget about everything.
Totally,
else.
100% I can do that. I mean, if like someone gets hurt while I'm watching it and there's crying, I can step away and help.
I won't.
But I'll pause it first.
It's like, hold on, pause. All right, what's up? I lost my leg.
All right, you'll be fine. Play.
Nothing a little pizza would have helped.
Yeah, so
pizza on the leg.
It helps everything.
Yeah, it does.
Wait,
so lemon or salt on a wound? What would you prefer?
Oof. Why is either happening?
I just thought about rubbing pizza grease on an open wound and how much
stop.
that would hurt.
I'm feeling it. Stop. I don't like this question
Anyways,
at all.
I killed your conversation.
Lemon.
Go. Lemon, good choice.
So the exciting thing is I think this is going to be an annual thing. I don't know if we're going to watch Turtles every year.
I am already taking the day off.
You have to. That's what I'm saying. It's exciting because it's going to happen again next year. So this year, what we did is everyone brings a pizza. Everyone who wants to. You're not forced to. But I was encouraging if everyone brings a pizza, we got 2 pizzas. And then you get different kinds from all different kinds of places. So this year we had 30 people and we had 10 pizzas. So next year I want over 30 people.
And over 30 pizzas.
30,000 pizzas.
I know, it was exciting. I got home from work.
Yeah.
And just the pile of pizza boxes was so great. I was like, this must have been a good party.
I think we still have them. I should take a picture of them.
I put them in the recycler.
Oh, did you?
I heard you're not supposed to recycle pizza boxes.
Yeah, because they're all greasy.
I recycled them, so.
You're the worst. You hate the environment.
I guess so. the environment's greasy enough. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I was like, man, it was just cool to see all the pizza boxes.
Yeah.
Like, how did you set it up? Like,
I mean, we just moved stuff as pizzas showed up.
And you're like, oh God, another one?
Yeah, we combined boxes. Like we bought 2, opened the boxes. My friend brought a pizza. And then like in the empty top half of the box, we put that pizza in there.
Oh, that's smart.
So I had like 4. And then one friend brought a couple deep dishes. So we put those like on the oven and, or on the stove. You put things in an oven. You put stuff on a stove.
Same thing.
I don't know.
Stove.
Rachel corrects me on that all the time.
Well, you should punch her.
I'm like, Tim.
I'm sorry. That's rude. You should gently touch her shoulder and be like, it's okay.
It's okay.
I can say what I want, though.
But I'm wrong.
And then she'll slap you.
She might. Also, my friend made homemade cupcakes. It was boss.
Oh, yeah, I had one.
So
I
good,
had 2,
right?
actually, tiny ones. I didn't get the big one.
Oh, sorry, man. My freaking kids ate those.
They really did.
Jazz and Simi got these massive. It was insane. It was like the size of a small cake. Anyways, probably going to do that every year.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Me too.
Now, are you going to do the sequel next year?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know.
Hey.
A bunch of people did want to watch it this year because they were like, this is the one with Vanilla Ice. I'm like, nah, bro. Calm yourself.
Just wait. Okay?
Yeah,
you
just
gotta
wait.
get the base story. And then,
Oh, so good.
which I think I've told you I've never seen the third one. Still haven't seen
Really?
the third one.
So I'd be interested to see what you think of the third one. The third one is where stuff gets messy. It's not Jim Henson anymore, so the costumes are real wonky.
I'm surprised they didn't use the same costumes from the second one.
Yeah, I don't know
or
what the
first one
logistics
even.
are around that because it's weird. Splinter looks like Chuck E. Cheese, and there's like. But there are some funny lines. It's a ridiculous movie, and it's probably the one that feels the most like a kid's movie. but I still love it.
Yeah.
But that one might be mostly nostalgia. Also, Casey Jones returns in that one.
Oh,
He's
good.
not in the second one at all.
Same actor?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Elias Koteas, or I don't know how to say his name, but he's in Shutter Island.
Yes.
Anyways.
That guy.
Yeah. I got nothing else in movies.
Yeah, I'm good at movies too.
Okay. Games, right?
Games, yeah, video games.
Video games.
All right, who starts this one?
You
I
can
know you got games. I know you're.
You can start though.
All right, not a big deal. I'm just gonna throw out there that I
Yep.
started playing Assassin's Creed Chronicles
Yes, China.
It's pretty fun.
It is pretty fun.
It's pretty fun. When I first started, I was actually like super stoked on it because it felt like I was kind of in the mood for something that didn't require a lot of. I don't want to say commitment, but I think that's kind of what I mean. It almost feels like an app game.
Yes.
You know, it's level by level, but there is enough variation in controls and mechanics that it keeps you engaged.
yeah.
I will say, after like, I don't know, 5 levels, I was like, I kind of want to play something else.
How do you play it? Do you try to sneak around like every one? You try to not get caught?
So
or
far,
do you-
yeah.
Okay.
That's
Because
what-
there's the action. You could like
Right.
do it multiple ways, which I thought was cool.
That is cool. I've been trying, and you get different. So, like, okay, each section, it's kind of a side scroller. It is a side scroller.
Yeah, it's a 2D
side scrolling platformer.
with some beat 'em up elements.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. And you start on each one. It gives you a little bit of a cinematic, and then you basically infiltrate whatever level you're on, and you're trying to take out all the guys. So you can either choose to hide from each one, and you can take them out secretly, or you can just try to get past the section. And if you get past each section without being seen at all, you get like the highest ranking
And
of
that gives you points.
It gives you points. But if you decide to fight them, you'll get brawler ranking. So either way you choose to do. I actually suck at fighting.
I do too. Every time I tried to fight in that game,
Yeah.
I get wasted. I'm like,
And during they give you these little tutorials, and it's pretty sweet, like from blocking from behind
Yeah.
and rolling over them.
but the situations you get in, it's like
It doesn't-
it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and
You
I
have,
don't-
like guys on either side.
Yeah. Did you feel like the buttons didn't respond well? Like I can't.
Yeah, I felt like it was weird. To me, it would make sense to like press X, but you had to like deflect and guard, and I
Right.
don't know. It doesn't work very well in the combat, but the stealth I thought was pretty solid.
That's pretty much what I've stuck to, and it's fun. And when you choose to do the stealth, there's a lot of. It almost becomes a puzzle. I guess it does, because you can go into what is it, like eagle mode, where you can see their path, and it shows you where they're going to be, when they'll turn around. There's a lot of like impromptu thinking in some aspects, because a little eyeball will show up right above their head before they turn around, but you have like a split second to get out of sight.
Right.
So I don't know. It's really fun. I love strategy and I love stealth. So when I'm in the mood for that, it's fun. It's also a game that's like so linear and repetitive in function. Because each level is the same goal, same thing you're trying to do. There are some hidden like collectibles, and there are side missions in each level, bonus missions that you can do. But it's essentially like a combination of the same things you're already doing. You just go do it over here.
Yeah, I think the environments change pretty well, but you're right.
Yes.
Like the gameplay by itself, it does get repetitive.
Yeah. But it's fun. It's a cool take. I like seeing. It feels like an Assassin's Creed game, but it's just like condensed.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of cool. I like having games like that sometimes that are a little less involved. And I don't know why. I guess it's just like it puts your brain in a different place.
I have some games, I call them podcast games, where where I don't like I want to get the achievements or whatever, so I pop in a podcast, listen to that while I play, but I don't have to focus. Like, I
Right.
just kind of just go on autopilot, you know?
Yeah, and this one, like, if you don't get all the stealth points, you can restart and it'll bring you right to that checkpoint real quick, or you can die and
Right.
you know what I mean. And it's one of those kind of games where I don't mind spending a little time trying to get just points. I'm not super concerned with the story. I'm an assassin. I'm trying to catch a guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Expose them for something or whatever. But it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's part of a trilogy.
Yeah.
They also came out with Assassin's Creed Chronicles India and Russia.
Did you play those?
Yes.
Are they different enough that it's fun to play all three of them?
Russia was definitely a lot different, I think, because it was more modern. So there
Okay.
are like guys with guns, there are phones, there are like
Interesting.
there are modern technologies that are introduced that make it, much different than the other two.
Yeah.
India felt a lot like China.
Okay.
Both in the environments and gameplay.
Hmm.
You have the hook in China, right?
Yes.
The hook that lets you do that. I believe in India you get something similar to that, but it has like a different function. I don't remember what it is, but yeah, they're both. But if you get bored after the first game, the other two are pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
They came out with a physical copy that had all three, so I gameflied it, and I was like, okay, I'll just crush through all
Cool.
of these. So, but by the time I got to Russia, I was like,
Kinda
oh my
burnt.
god, it's the
Yeah.
same thing. But that being said, they are cool games.
Yeah.
They're fun to play through, and
Right.
I think they're solid.
There is that aspect too. You do get weapons and you get tricks that you can use, like whistling and a noise dart and stuff to make the enemies go a certain way so you can sneak up behind them. There are a couple parts that, like, I don't know if I was doing them. It almost seems like each section there's a certain way to complete the stealth, be as stealthy as possible. And I don't know if I did it right all the time, but there was one where I waited until they turned around and rushed them. And there were like three guys in a row, but they turned around in a sequence that if I ran up behind him quick enough, I could kill him, get to the next guy right as he saw me, but it didn't count because I
Oh
killed
my
him
God,
before he
yeah.
alerted anyone.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if that was right, but they're all dead.
That's
and I
how
didn't get
I
caught.
did it,
Yeah. So yeah, it's fun. I got it. It was a game with gold, so I was trying that out, and I switched over to I've been playing The Evil Within more, which we'll talk about more in the future. I want to get a little bit deeper into it. I'll just say it's freaking awesome. But yeah, man, Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Definitely, I would say definitely like a filler game.
Yeah.
You know, there's stuff out now that you'd want to play before that. But if you're looking for something in between, it feels like an app game.
Yeah.
You know, something you fill time with. But it's a really good app game.
Yes, I agree.
What you playing?
So I did get the Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
And I did get a little game called Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Is that the one with Luigi?
Yes, that's the one where he
The mansion?
trains horses in a mansion.
Right, and he's on a go-kart.
Yes.
I remember that one.
Yeah, it's a weird sequel to Zelda Twilight Princess.
Right. I never played that, you know.
You got to play that one.
I do what I want.
Wow. That was
Yeah.
my reaction.
So it's incredible.
It is not to over exaggerate, but I feel like it's the epitome of gaming.
Oh, wow.
I feel like this is everything, and I'm pretty sure I said this before about other games, but this is everything all gaming has built up to.
Oh, wow.
It graphically amazing. Gameplay, perfect. Story, awesome.
Yeah.
Everything else, awesome.
Link, handsome.
Handsome, very handsome. Zelda, I've only seen screenshots of her because I haven't seen her in the game
Yeah.
yet, but
She's beautiful.
she's nice.
She's
real
nice.
Anyways, yeah, it's just I said it to you a while ago. I think it's a gamer's game. It is like, I don't know. I feel like it's a game that doesn't hold your hand. Just throws you into the world and is just like, here, have fun.
Yeah.
Here, do this. But yeah, it's just there's so many elements to it.
Yeah.
You can hunt, you can climb, you can swim, you can fish, you can kill, you can explore
And
dungeons.
all those things have like benefits.
Yeah, everything. You can even cook. There's always a purpose to do everything in that game.
You can eat invisible chicken.
Yes, exactly.
I watched you do that.
I know, that's weird. Every time he eats in the game, he just sits there and eats whatever. But it's funny, he actually, like, if you eat an apple, he'll eat like an apple, but it's invisible. but he'll eat the foods that you're eating.
Yeah,
as you.
But
would
they
really.
the foods never show up.
Never shows up.
I wonder what that decision was about.
I don't know.
It's funny.
It is.
I like it.
Yeah.
But they just show, like, was it chicken you were eating when I came up?
Yeah, and he eats it like
yeah, he
a
looks
piece-
like he's holding a drumstick.
Yep.
And, like, he's making all the faces of, like, yeah, but he's not holding anything. But it's just super funny animation. Like,
I don't know what they were thinking. It's just goofy.
it's a weird Nintendo thing.
Yeah. Speaking of that, as far as Zelda games go, this does not feel like any other Zelda game.
Why?
Just everything in it. Just the weapons. Like
Yeah.
in other Zelda games, you have your one weapon, your one shield, and then you pick up the items as you go through. But in this game, you just pick up weapons as you go along, and they have durability and different stats.
Yeah.
So it feels more like Skyrim in a sense.
Okay.
Because you're like killing enemies and you collect. There's like a loot system, and you collect the weapons, and you can upgrade them, and you can just do a bunch of things with the weapons. There's no like master sword or anything. So it's really cool because I do like the departure. I do miss like all the elements because like in this game there's a jump. There's an actual button for a jump. Where in every other Zelda, it's an auto jump. You just walk to a ledge and he'll jump. So I'm still like walking off ledges. I'm like, I gotta jump. So
That's funny.
It's funny what I've been trained to do for the past 20 years. Playing Zelda games. I totally have to forget it.
Right.
Just jump into it. So it's
so weird.
It's funny that I have to retrain myself to play a new game. So, but yeah, it's spectacular. You know, I'm about 5 or 6 hours in. And I've barely, the map is huge.
Is it?
It's gigantic. And I never feel like bored walking around because there's always just something in the distance that looks cool. And there's like camps, like enemy camps littered around. And there's collectibles to find and you can hunt, like I said. And there's just always something to do. It's a very flushed out open world.
Yeah.
So it's just very exciting to be able to play it.
Flushed out or fleshed out?
Like a royal flush.
Yeah, I mean that's really cool. I like you were saying, it kind of feels like Skyrim. It feels like a different game.
Mm-hmm.
I immediately think of when we first got Metroid Prime and how you're getting this character that you love in a world that you love with like an evolved type of gameplay that is
the
now.
last Metroid at that point was what, Super Metroid?
I don't even know. I think
Yeah, I don't think there was anything.
they
in
put out
between.
anything on N64.
No, which is crazy.
That
That's
is crazy. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
So, but you all of a sudden you get first person shooters were huge.
Yeah.
And now you get this character in this kind of newer, like new age gameplay. Not that there weren't FPSs before that, but this one was it was new. It was a whole different perspective. That Mega Man one we were going to get, but didn't get.
Maverick Hunter.
Yeah. I hate to bring it up, but that part of what's so exciting about that is it's a gameplay type that you're used to now with a character that you love, but you've never seen them in this environment.
Right.
So it's kind of cool. Granted, like, of course you're going to miss some of the elements, but it's cool to take like a Zelda game and make it this more open world kind of RPG feel.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That's really cool.
Yeah, because he gets like different armor and stuff too. So you don't see him in the same green tunic or whatever he wears in all the games. It's
so weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
But it's cool because it really feels like an adventure.
Yeah.
Like I am just. Every time I pick it up, I'm like, I can go straight to this cave, and then it like leads to 30 different side missions, and it's very exciting. It's something that I'm very happy to boot up and be like, I'm gonna go walk around for 3 hours and see what happens.
And it's cool because it's a character that you know. Like there's something about getting a game that's completely new, like Recore, and there's like a new character to get to know and kind of fall in love with. But something like this, it takes a character you already know and get to play them differently. It's like that's like what's cool about a lot of fighting games or Smash Brothers is like taking all these characters you already know but putting them in a different context. Or when a secret character shows up in a Street Fighter game, it's like, oh sweet, like now I get to play them in a fighting game. That's awesome. So I don't know, there's something about that.
Yep.
Maybe that was the original allure with like Mario Kart. It's like it's a racing game with Mario characters.
Yeah, it's like I get to be all these characters that I never get to play as before.
Yeah, it's so cool. So, yeah, I mean, same as I was saying earlier with the Switch, I mean, everyone who got it is playing Zelda right now. And, I mean, the reviews are in.
Oh.
Everyone's friggin' enamored with it.
Yeah.
So.
A lot of people are claiming it's the game of the decade,
Really?
that's huge.
I mean, that's pretty massive.
Yeah. I mean, Zelda always does that, though. Not always. Twilight Princess was reviewed. It was reviewed well, but not like this. But Nintendo seems to be the king of games, I want to say. They know how to make games. They may not be good at like marketing or producing a lot of games, but when they make those games, they always kill it. Mario Kart 8, Super Mario 64. Like, they've always just been the pioneers in gaming. So it's...
did you ever see that meme? Can't even remember exactly what it said, but it was something about how Nintendo puts out the same game over and over and over again.
With the
But you'll
hands?
always buy it. I forget if it's with the hands. I think there was a Yoshi on it or something like that. But the meme made
that's
it
the other
funny, but it was like... and it's not even necessarily a bad thing because it's not necessarily the same game, but you're getting the same characters.
Same elements, like...
That's really what they do is they stick with those. I mean, you see all these PlayStation and Xbox exclusives, and Nintendo has almost all exclusives. They're bigger games, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. They don't reach out to all these other companies.
Yeah.
They have other games and stuff, but
of course.
You don't see like Call of Duty, Destiny. You don't see those big AAA titles on a Nintendo console.
Yeah.
That's what this one's
They
supposed to do.
did do Call of Duty, didn't they?
For
on
a while,
like
but
Wii.
then they stopped. Wii U, I don't think, had a single Call of Duty.
Nobody played it on that.
Right. That was
But
the
like,
issue.
you don't play Zelda on PlayStation
Right,
or
exactly.
Xbox. You don't play Smash Brothers. Those games are just, that's what they stick to,
Yep. And they do it so well.
They do.
And that's what's incredible.
Yeah. That's what's incredible.
Yes. Also, the story for this,
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised people. At least this game kind of like just made me realize it's really the same story in every game.
Really?
It's Link trying to save Zelda from Ganon.
When I was watching you play it, I was thinking like, okay, so the original title is The Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
And while you were playing it, I didn't say it, but I was thinking like, is this still The Legend of Zelda? Like, is this still a continuation of...
Well, the story is actually very like crazy convoluted, like because the idea is it's just always reincarnations. It's the same legend just told in different times.
Really?
So like the original Legend of Zelda is just like the classic story of him going to defeat Ganon.
Yeah.
And then Majora's Mask is like a split timeline where he failed at saving Zelda or whatever. And
interesting.
so like but
didn't know that.
it's always the same story, but like it's always Link, it's always Zelda, it's always Ganon, and they're just reincarnated in different eras. So like this game is based 100 years past all other games.
Yeah.
So this is 100 years later, but it's still like they're all still reincarnated and they're still like the same characters.
Yeah.
So they have plenty of YouTube videos online like talking about it and saying, this connects to this, but it's interesting how they can keep that same story and nobody really complains. But this one so far is like different in a sense because of just how the elements work together. But
Yeah.
it's like still the same base story.
Yeah. That's cool.
It is cool.
Zelda.
And you'll never play it, Brett.
That's a possibility. That's true. That's excellent. So that's all you've been playing, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. What else? Yeah, I beat Watch Dogs 2 recently. It's all right.
Yeah?
Nothing really
That's the big review.
call home about.
It's all right.
Yeah, gameplay was okay. Story was okay. It was just average.
I haven't played either Watch Dogs.
Well, I like the first one. The first one was
Yeah.
pretty fun. So if you get a chance.
Yeah, I might at some point. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. If you're listening and you haven't yet, please find us on iTunes, subscribe, and or leave us a review. 5 stars, preferably. But whatever you're feeling.
Yeah, write a little something nice about Brett's glasses.
Yeah, sometimes I go to my favorite podcast review sections and I only read the negative reviews because they're funny to me.
Oh, because you're like, they're not right.
Yeah, I'm like, you're wrong.
Yep.
You're wrong. So I'm not saying leave us a negative one. I guess you could put 5 stars and then like say some crap about us.
Yeah, I'll take it.
That's fine with me.
My body is my body.
I don't know what that really has to do with anything.
Oh,
But you're not wrong.
Oh, you know what else is coming on Nintendo Switch?
What?
It's a pretty awesome game.
What?
It's a Sonic game, and I think it'll have awesome Sonic music.
I had forgotten.
I know, I did too, until this very second.
Is there really a Sonic game coming out though?
Yeah, they're gonna have Sonic Mania and the Sonic.
Oh, that's right.
The Sonic 2017 Mystery Sonic game. Oh man, I'm so excited! But I already pre-ordered Sonic Mania Collector's Edition for Xbox, so I won't be getting it on the Switch.
Oh, that's kind of a bummer. But the special edition's rad.
Yeah, I think it might be available for the Switch, but I just got it on Xbox, so it doesn't matter.
Guess there's no special reason to get it on the Switch.
Yeah, just to have more games to play on the console. I guess.
Right, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the next game coming out for Switch, the next big one is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which they've already had Mario Kart 8. It's just a remake.
Yeah.
But that comes out April 20 something.
That'll be massive.
Maybe there's something at the end of March.
I feel like Nintendo sits pretty because they just like, they know what games are going to do well. So they just make those games not suck.
Yep.
And then when they come out, like, they're good. You know what I mean? Like, the sales must be insane for those release dates.
Yeah, oh yeah. Zelda, like, crushed all the records. It seriously, it killed.
Insane.
Killed everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, their issue is third-party support. They just need it.
Yeah.
They just need to, like, be with the other consoles. But, I mean, I think they make plenty of money. I'm not worried about them disappearing anytime soon.
I'm sure they're okay.
Anyways, yes, we were wrapping this up.
That's it.
In a nice bow.
That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Subscribe. Leave some stars.
Yes, I would appreciate some stars. Stars.
Is that Nemesis?
Yeah.
Nice. I guess we will see you guys next time on episode 47.
Ooh, or episode 35.
Oh, nice.
Vodcast.
Yeah, the Vcast.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
It's good to be back.
I know. I feel nice. This is good. This relieves some stress I have in real life.
Right. We didn't even talk about that. That was a thing you mentioned the other day, and I was like, I want to talk about it on the podcast.
What?
I'm not going to talk about it now. We'll do it next time.
What was it?
Like how this relieves stress.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But that's for next time. Next time on the Keep Up.
I thought there was more to it.
No. That's it. I mean,
Okay.
I thought about how, because you talked about it, and it related to me, so it'd be
Right.
different. I was going to talk about that. I'm going to make notes.
Okay.
Because I also forgot about a movie that I saw that we didn't talk about.
Moana?
Oh, that one too.
The soundtrack to that. was
Next time.
so
That's what I was going to bring up. Next time.
I know,
next
I'm
time.
spoiling everything.
All right. Yeah, stop. No
Okay.
spoilers.
Have you ever thought, if you put your head in a balloon and blow through your nose, can you breathe in that nose air? If you just keep blowing it up with your nose and you go, and then you're like, is this fresh air or is this Tim air? Stale Tim air. Ooh, buy it now. $19.99.